Listen, if you want to succeed on YouTube in 2025, my honest advice is you need to delete that app. Not that app, not that app, or definitely not that app, but this app. Whoa, Ross, slow down, you're crazy. What are you talking about? Well, I'm about to tell you right about now. Hello? Yes, I am a big deal. A very big deal. Nah, I'm just kidding, but if you want my advice in 2025, the most easiest route, easy peasiest route to success on YouTube is to delete the YouTube Studio app. Whoa, hold on a minute, Ross, you are insane. But I think from my experience, and I see this with other creators too, especially if you're under 1,000 subscribers, it goes two ways. You open the app and it's either good news or bad news. The very first thing you see, sometimes you don't want to see it, is your subscriber count. And if you're under 1,000 subscribers, it's an exact number, so it might be 10. You open the app and it's like 11. It puts you on a high, like I've gained a subscriber, I'm famous, I'm going to have to hire security. But then the very next day you open the app, it's minus a subscriber. You're down to 9, you're failing, you're going to quit YouTube, it's time to get a real job. Everything is a disaster. Now this is how I have definitely gone through my journey on YouTube. And it's not just subscriber counts. I do wish there was a way you could turn that box off. I wish it was more modular where it's like, I don't want to see that, because I've kind of got into the routine now. When I open YouTube Studio, I shut my eyes. I know where the community button is. I like to read my comments. But comments is another thing, because it's definitely something where people who watch your videos don't know what you're going through in life, whether you're in a good mood or a bad mood. Sometimes the comments is not a good place to go if you're in a bad mood, because you'll open them and someone will say, Ross, you're boring. Somebody said that to me a couple of weeks ago. I was having a bad day anyway. But I was like, I just don't need to hear this. And I think going forward, good advice to succeed on YouTube is to not just rely on YouTube Studio all the time. The most important thing is actually making content, especially when you're under 1,000 subscribers. It's getting into a routine, making more and more content, and then set yourself, if you've got a desktop, this is easy because this is what I do. If you've got a desktop computer or a laptop, say, do you know what? A few times a week, I'm going to set myself, it can be every day if you want. I'm going to say, this is the time. I'm going to go on to YouTube Studio. I'm going to reply to my comments. But I'm not going to focus on things like subscribers, because subscribers will go up eventually. If you're doing all the right things, you're improving your content over time. So my advice is delete YouTube Studio. The next thing is, every time you go on there, when you post a new video, it tells you 1 out of 10, it's a 10 out of 10. To me, it doesn't mean anything, especially when you're a newer channel. Because I've had videos that say, this is a 1 out of 10. We can't believe how amazing this video is. You're going to be YouTube famous in 2 days' time. But of course, what happens is the video goes zoop, and actually it's a terrible video. And I've had it the other way, where this video that you've spent ages doing is a 10 out of 10. People hate it. Nobody's watching it. People have watched 2 seconds of it because they hate you. And a few weeks later, it's your most viewed video. So what does it actually mean? It doesn't really mean anything, in my opinion. It's one of them things that's there. That's just going to give you anxiety. It's also going to give you a false sense of security. It's also one of them things. Listen, this is really controversial, but things like thumbnails and titles, I've said it before, and I don't want to be somebody who's like, oh, a crazy person, but if you have a good thumbnail and title, it's going to give you a percentage more views or less views if it's a bad title. But is it everything? Not really. It doesn't matter. YouTube looks through your video. It knows everything about your video using AI. It has the transcript. It can check the thumbnail to see what text's in there. And all these things takes into many account using algorithm data that it's got from previous views of your videos and all this kind of stuff. That decides whether or not you're going to appear on the homepage. A good thumbnail, a good title doesn't. So yes, of course, you want to have a good thumbnail, you want to have a good title, but don't put all your eggs into the basket of, if I have the world's best, like I could make a really terrible video like this one, But have the world's best thumbnail. I could spend £1 million on the world's best thumbnail designer and have the world's best title, but it doesn't mean that this video is going to go viral. What means the video will do well is it's consistent within your niche, what you like to talk about, those kinds of things. But does going on YouTube Studio every day help you? It doesn't help me. I know a few other people where you can just get swept up in the moment. Like I say, it can go two ways. You can be really good, it puts you on a high, but it can also really ruin your day. And like I say, if YouTube ever watches this video, just give us little like boxes where you can be like, I don't want to see my subscribers, because I do not. I mean, I have done in the past, but I don't like to look at it and obsess over it, because if you keep making content, it should be going up. And obviously, if you set the time aside where you like I'm in a good frame of mind, I'm going to look at the data. Listen, as well, I want to say I am obsessed with analytics. I spend all my time, not just on my analytics, but other people's analytics. But that's another area where set yourself a time and be like, I'm in a good frame of mind. I'm going to learn about my channel. I've posted, say, 10 videos. Let's see what did well, what didn't do well, what thumbnails did well, what did better for views, what gained me more subscribers. Set the time aside, but don't be living right in the moment every second being like, oh, this is doing well, because it might not be. It could be a disaster. It could be the other way around. So that's why I think delete the app if you're under 1,000 subscribers. But of course, you don't need to delete it if your mental health is in a good state and you're like, do you know what, Ross? I don't agree with you there. I really like looking at the app. But I would say if you spent less time looking at the app, more time creating content, you would be an absolute YouTube millionaire. I'm only joking. I'm not giving you false hope. I'm just saying all you've got to do in 2025 to succeed on YouTube. And I'm laughing a little bit because I said there's no easy mode on YouTube. I'm not saying it's an easy mode. I'm just saying I think it's something that if you focus on creating content, making videos, and less on all these little things that, yes, can help you in the long run, but really when you're starting out, it's not something you want to be like, I need to focus on this. I hope that makes sense, and I will see you all very soon. Lots of love. Goodbye.